Today's story is a story of a particular robbery which took place in United States of America in a place called Las Vegas. And this robbery was the biggest robbery which has ever happened in the area of Las Vegas. And although this robbery didn't go well, I'll just try to say on what happened. But the ending of the robbery was very sad. So just stay tuned to as I explain on how the robbery took place and how these particular thieves were able to get away with over 1.8 million shillings, $1.8 million of worth of cash. So this particular robbery started in Las Vegas, where a particular family had gotten some works for cleaning particular buildings of either companies and also banks. So they were scheduling a work which will take place later in the day. So as they were preparing for the work which they will do in a particular bank, so when they were putting and also unloading things in their particular truck, some two type of masked men came and abducted them and told them just to enter inside the particular car. And this family, they had a daughter, and this particular daughter, they were very frightened because these robbers came at a angry rate, which they didn't understand why this robber was showing a lot of anger to them. But eventually, the robbers were able to subdue them and make them enter inside that car, and they were able now to take them to a particular bank which they were cleaning. They were scheduled for cleaning that day. So these robbers were like they knew these people were cleaning this particular bank, and this was a very smart move for them. They used these particular people, cleaning service people, to enter in that particular bank, and it was a bright way for a particular robbery to take place. Most often robberies, people, when somebody says a robbery, they depict a robbery of people coming in the front of the bank with guns. But these robberies nowadays happen with intelligence, where the method which you think will happen in for people to steal that amount of cash, it won't be the method. They'll just use a simple method of robbery. So they were able to get, so they were going to the direction of the bank which they were cleaning that day. So the bank people were allowed them to enter, and because they had keys of that particular bank. Although they had keys of that particular bank, they didn't have keys of that inside vault of that particular bank. But as long as they were inside that bank, they will find a way of just entering inside that vault eventually. So they told the two members of the who were with that family to continue with the job as usual and pretend that nothing was wrong. So the other one girl, their daughter, they remained with her and threatened the other family if they show any type of suspicions or anything movement, to alert the police or alert anybody who comes inside that bank. They'll kill the daughter which they had taken into abduction. So they had hid with the daughter in a particular room, and in that room there were two men and that daughter holding a gun inside the against the daughter. So the other family members were very frightened, and they didn't want to show any sign of alert to any person who will come inside that bank, because the life of the daughter was at risk. So as usual, there was a particular car which comes, and this car is a car where it is escorted by police and also the particular policeman of that bank, where people are able to offload cash, where that cash will be taken inside this bank, this particular truck, and this truck may place it into different types of ATMs and transport it to either other banks or any other place. So these people were, as they were alighting from the car, they did a schedule and alerted the company of the bank and asked them, was anybody unauthorized to enter inside the bank has entered. But the bank said the only people which were to enter was the people who were cleaning that particular area, which was the janitors. So they saw that there was nothing suspicious, and they decided to enter inside the bank, and they continue with their normal business. not knowing that there were some people which were hiding in a particular place, waiting for them just to show any lack of slackness and any lack of movement and any lack of attention, so that they can take them hostage and be able to enter inside the vault which they were trying to enter. So these people were hiding in a particular room where they were able to see this policeman entering that bank, and they were able to see these janitors if they were showing any type of movement or any signs to alert this particular policeman. So the policeman just entered normally and greeted everybody as like, and everybody responded as like nothing was happening that day. Little did they know that there are people which were inside that particular bank which were waiting for them to open that vault. So when they opened that vault, immediately opening that vault and started counting the dollars in that particular vault and placing them. Because when they were counting the dollars, obvious, when you're counting dollars, you'll be able to put the gun away and put your mind fully concentrated on counting. So when they were counting, the people which were in that room hiding, they eventually came out of the room and told the guards to lie down. After lying the guards down, they were able now to take that cash and start stashing them in a particular bag, where this bag will be used by them to get away. So when the cops were lying down, everybody was frightened because of this scenario. So, and also one of the gunmen which was holding a gun was pointing on the two particular guards of that particular bank which were collecting the money. So, but unfortunately, one of the bank robbers fired a gun by mistake, because he wasn't fully attention and he wasn't fully alert. He was shaking, and he was afraid. So by mistake, the gun went off on a particular guard, and it was able to injure the guard on the chest. So these other robbers, after they finished all their agenda, they now managed to now start running, and also now getting out of the bank. As soon as they left the bank, everybody went into panic mode and they started calling the police. They were in a certain type of panic, which this panic led them not even to alert the guards that there were people inside that bank, because their daughter was held hostage. So the FBI came. After FBI coming, they started questioning the people on what happened in that bank and how this robbery went through. So as they were questioning, they didn't find any leads. All the leads were just blind. The FBI was starting from zero, very confused how this robbery took place, and also having people trying to comfort people so that they can talk, because everybody was frightened. And also the person which was shot also was in hospital. So it was very hard to get any information out of these people. But FBI, with the small pieces which they got, they were able to piece up information that the robbers went away with a particular truck, but they didn't know how this truck looked like or how it was. So in the next day, around 2 days after this particular robbery had taken place, somebody told the FBI that I saw a particular people entering in a certain truck. It was a white truck, and they were holding bags and they headed in a particular way. So the FBI now, at least they knew which type of truck and the color of truck which went away with this particular money and which the robbers used. So the FBI now got a clue and now started searching for that particular truck which they were told by this particular person. And this truck was a white Chevrolet. And now the FBI now started telling other police officers to be on alert of this particular car. So one day the police officers were able to get a call from an old woman, and this old woman said that no, they didn't get a call. When they were following up this particular truck, they were able to see this truck was parked in a particular place. As they ran the truck number of that particular white Chevrolet, they found that this particular white Chevrolet was abandoned, and this particular truck was stolen from a particular police county and also a police station. And this particular truck was stolen like 2 days before the robbery had taken place. So they asked the neighbors on whether they saw anybody live in that truck over there. And one of the woman where that truck was parked on in front of her house, she was able to say that there was another truck which was parked over there. So the police asked her which type of truck was parked there before this truck, and she was able to say it was a particular truck which was it was a Ford Ranger. It was just a big car. It was one of those 4x4 trucks, big trucks. This woman saying that there was another truck which was parked over there before. So the police now were able to now to find out that maybe this person which left this particular white truck over here had gone with another truck. So they now started looking for the new truck which the robbers might have run away with it. So while they were looking, they got a lot of number of calls because they had put a reward of around $50,000 if anyone has any information that will lead to the people for the people which had done this robbery to be caught. So there were some people trying to call the police and also the FBI, telling them that there are some number of people which might have been suspicious. One of them which was given a red flag was a particular woman which was doing some classes of, it was piano classes where she was teaching people. So at her door place there were a lot of people which were moving in and out, and this made the FBI to be a little bit suspicious. But later on they got a phone call which was the right phone call and also the right lead. So this phone call came and said that there was a person which was in a particular strip club of theirs where she was spending a lot of money, and she wasn't a person which was earning a lot of money, but the money which she was spending, it was at an alarming rate. So the police now started doing some investigation on this particular person which was in the strip club spending a lot of money. And after doing the investigation, now they went to go into a house where they will ask some questions over there. As they were approaching into the house of this person which the police were told about, they saw a particular Chevrolet car coming out of that particular truck, because this stripper was living in a truck car which it was old and also abandoned. So they saw a Chevrolet car coming out, parking where that particular truck was over there, getting inside that truck and also getting out, and it went on its way. And this truck was the same description which the woman gave about these particular people going into this truck. So the police now and also the FBI now got a search warrant which they will allow them to search this particular truck. So after entering that truck and also banging that truck, they were able to find that there was one person inside that truck, and they asked that person whether she knows the whereabouts of the wife and also the person of that truck, which the person of that truck is the stripper which was spending a lot of money in that strip club. So he said that she doesn't know the whereabouts, maybe she's in the strip club. So they were able to ask and also grill this person and to know what type of relation he has with the particular person, the owner of that truck. They were able to find out that the owner of the truck was this person which they caught was the boyfriend to the owner of the truck. So after grilling him, they continue searching the house to see if he has any type of information according to the what test which happened. But the police, they didn't find any fruits. But as they were looking inside the house, they found a particular safe inside that house, and that safe contained it was a new safe, and it was very unusual for a particular truck to have a safe. Safes, to the police mentality, safes are often found into big hotels or big houses, but a safe inside a truck, it was very unusual, and it was not so trustworthy to find a particular safe inside a truck, an old truck where there's no need for you having a safe. So the police became suspicious that this safe was used to store the money which was stolen. So they grilled that person and asked him if he has any information regarding to this safe, but this person just completely denied and said the person which has the combination of that safe is the girlfriend in the strip club. And luckily the other FBI's already in that particular strip club. So the FBI's got a phone call from the other FBI's inside that person's house, and they were able to tell the other FBI's that ask that woman if she has the combinations of that safe. But the woman denied and said the boyfriend has those particular combinations. So they had to ask the boyfriend for the combination. And after grilling him, the boyfriend told them that the combination of that safe is certain type of number, and they were able to open that safe. Opening that safe, they found around $50,000 worth of cash and also some marijuana, some bags of marijuana. So they are able to grill this boyfriend of that woman where he got this money. And after grilling him for a long time, they were able to find out where he got this money. He said that his brother and another friend of his did a robbery, and that's how he got the money. His brother is the one who gave it to him, that money. So they were able to go and look for the brother and also the other person which did this robbery. And that other person was called Blackman, Tim Blackman. So they had now a search warrant to go and arrest Tim Blackman. And as they were going to the Tim Blackman's house, as they were approaching, they decided to parade some FBI's and also attach FBI's so that they can be able to raid this particular house. And also the SWAT was already there, ready to enter this house forcibly. So as they were trying to and also advancing, remember at that time it was just completely night. So as they were advancing to catch this particular person inside that house, and fortunately they saw a particular truck coming out of a runway. And when it was coming, this truck is the same truck which they had been described about the truck. So when it was coming, as soon as the truck saw that the SWAT were advancing on the house, now the truck started speeding up and also trying to crash some FBI's over there. But the truck lost control and crashed into a particular place. After crashing into a particular place, somebody got out of that truck and started running for his life. As he was running, he ran up to a fence and he was able to climb that fence. He climbed many fences, but at that time, the SWAT and also the FBI were on his pursuit. And this person, Tim Blackman, they had done some research on him. They had seen this one is a dangerous one because one of the things, he was very violent and he had a degree in black belt, and he also knew martial arts. So as he was running across those fences, by mistake, his gun fell down and he continued running. So it reached a point where he couldn't run anymore. And that's how the police were able to apprehend him. After apprehending him, they were able to grill him, and they now saw that he's the culprit which took place and also did this particular robbery. So they went to his house in search for this money which was stolen. And after doing some search in his house, they didn't find anything in the house. And also they now opted to go and search outside the house and see if they could find anything. So inside the house, they didn't find anything. But as they were searching outside the house, they were able to find a dog house. And in that dog house, they were able to find a bag which had a lot of money. And this bag, they took 2 hours counting all of the money which was in that bag. And the money which they found in that bag was around 900,000, which 900,000 was 90% of the money which was stolen. 90% of the money which was stolen, because the other ones, the 50,000 they found in the brothers to the friend to Tim, and they found it in their house. So the other remaining 900,000 was 90%. So they were able to take him to court, and they took him to court, and the court now decided to throw him to jail. But being at the meantime, he was taken to a correctional center where he will be detained for some particular time until his verdict was heard. So when he was in that particular center, the wife came to visit him. And when the wife came to visit him, there was a particular window of that correction center where the wife was able to open that window. And after opening that window of that correction center, where there's a particular window which divides the detainee and also the other person which is visiting. So when the wife was visiting, she was able to open that particular window with screws. And after opening it with screws, the Tim Blackman was able to escape from that detention center. As they were escaping, they had some gunshot fire with the police and also the guards of that detention center. But luckily, they were able to escape without a scratch. So they were on a run for almost 17 days. Running, the police didn't find any trace of them, but they got a particular phone call in this 17 days where they said that there is a particular people which are living in a particular hotel, and this hotel, I think it is the people which you're looking for. One of them, I know he's my friend, he's called Tim Blackman. Now the police were able to find the location of where Tim Blackman was living. So they started doing some investigation on that area, asking the manager of that particular hotel and also grilling him if he has seen their faces, but he didn't see any faces. So the FBI now decided to look for another method which they'll use to at least look for this particular Tim Blackman. So the method which they used, they knocked each door and saying that there was a particular music which was playing. So when they were knocking the door, the neighbor, which was the wife to Tim Blackman, was able to get out. And after getting out, he asked that, what's wrong? The guard told her that there are some people which are making noise, and he had a call that there was some noise disturbance. As she was getting out, the other FBIs were able to recognize her and saw the room which she was sleeping at. And obviously, they pieced up information and knew that Tim Blackman was with her. So they called that room and told the people which were in the room and told the wife that if Tim Blackman is with you, just know the hotel is surrounded. There's no other way which he can get out of this particular hotel. So Tim Blackman was very frightened, and they had now started having negotiations with the FBIs. And at that time, the negotiations were given, they had no fruits because Tim Blackman was he was suicidal, and he was very suicidal, and what the FBI were afraid of is maybe he will kill some of the kids of his own kids, because in that hotel, when they were speaking with Tim Blackman, they had kids laughing in the background. So the FBI were very afraid that if anything goes wrong, they will be able to kill the kids. So Tim Blackman was, and also the FBI were very afraid because Tim Blackman was asking questions like, what is the best place to fire a weapon, and also the best place to commit suicide where you can't feel any pain. So as they were chilling and also the negotiations were being going on, they had some gunshot sounds in that particular room. Now the SWAT now got a way forward to advance in this particular mission. So after kicking the door open, they were able to find out that no one was in that particular sitting room. So they advanced to the bathroom, and after going to the bathroom, what they saw, it was very tragic because Tim Blackman had killed his wife and killed his two kids and also killed himself. So it was a very saddening situation where a person and also kill everybody. So this is the sad ending of this particular robbery, which I said earlier on this video. So that's the end. Now the FBI didn't have any person to pin down, but the relatives of this particular Tim Blackman were able to take him to jail because they had assisted him on running away, and also some of the things they had also assisted him. So that's the story of the robbery, which is the largest robbery ever to take place in Las Vegas. It's very saddening because a man took away his kids and also his family, and it's so saddening. So I hope you like this video. Please watch out for the next video. Till we meet next time, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to this channel.